okay, or should I have it the other way?
That's fine. That's all. That's good.
Okay, cool. Sorry, I've been a bit hard to get a hold of.
Oh, no problem. Thanks. I was just actually on a call with Boz. We're just going through all the events for team and individual. So kind of touching base one more time. Um, they're heading out to Columbus next week to test some team stuff,
Oh,
and
nice.
I'll still be here testing individual stuff. So kind of
Yeah,
refining now at this point.
yeah, cool. Who's doing your testing?
I'm not going to tell you yet.
Oh,
We don't tell, we don't let the test, we don't want the testers' names to be known yet, just because we don't want people like bombarding them or putting them in it. Not that you would, but others
totally.
would hear this, and we don't want to put in that situation. So,
No, I think that's a good idea too.
and we've had in the past people leak stuff. So,
Oh, yes. Don't I
I,
know it?
yeah, I know. So I don't want to deal with that this year, or
Good.
try less to have that situation
Yeah,
be put in place.
that's
Are you
good.
at Are you at your gym now?
Yeah, yeah. We just got done a workout. And then we're going swimming after. So we're just having lunch and some of the so Maddie and Jay from Australia, they just
Okay.
arrived last night and they're getting lunch, and then once they do that, we're gonna head to the pool.
I had reached out to Jay, I think, recently. I don't think I've hit Maddie up, but I think I asked Jay to do an interview.
Yeah,
But he said he was flying the day I asked him.
yeah. No, they'd be pumped to chat with you for sure.
I'm
Yeah,
excited. I'm excited to meet them. Jay, I've met. I think I might have met them both.
yeah. I mean, Dave, you just gotta pretend you've met them all the time. You
Yeah,
know what I
yes,
mean?
yes,
Like
yes,
you.
exactly. Exactly. What 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 will you guys do for a swim workout today?
It's well, this one is a little bit different. We're going to focus on some drills, just like some skill work, positioning in the water. Like it's not just like we hit the pool for active recovery, but then it's also important to like actually improve positions in the water as well. So we'll get a couple of Ks in, but nothing too crazy. Just really focusing on the drills and positions in the water for today.
Okay, very cool. Are they
Yeah.
also good swimmers?
Yeah, they're good swimmers. Yeah.
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 And we talked about this briefly when I saw you at the Open, but you ran cross country and you also swam in high school.
Yeah, so I ran cross country and did some track.
Okay.
And then for my training, I wouldn't say like I was a swimmer, but for my training, I would swim to improve like my fitness for my running.
And we talked about this too, but I think cross country is such a great base and such a
Mm.
great foundation for people eventually going into this sport even.
Oh, I think so. Well, I mean, running is a really great foundation. Like it allows you to just hurt.
Yeah.
But cross country, like especially when you're young, you get that competitive edge, and then like you just go for it. So it's just one of those things where I don't know. I think it's when I look back at my childhood and like the sport that I did, I think because I did a lot of variety, that's really helped complement my CrossFit.
Did you do anything else besides those two sports?
Yeah, so I did track swimming, cross country, but I also did like we call it like nippers. I'm not sure if you've ever been familiar with that.
No.
You have to Google it, YouTube it.
Okay.
It's like basically it's young kids and it's of all age groups. They eventually, as they get older, will turn into like Ironman, but it's not like the traditional Ironman where you swim, bike, run. It's like you ski, paddle, and swim in the ocean. But you do like beach sprints. You learn how to read the waves in the ocean. You learn how to use a board in the ocean and catch waves, that type of thing. I also did football, uh, oh no, I didn't do gymnastics. I did gymnastics for like 2 sessions and then mum pulled me out. What else did I do? I played netball. Have you ever heard of netball before?
No.
Okay, so you got to YouTube that too. It's like a combination of like handball and basketball. Yeah, I think I did tennis. I did it all.
Okay. Um,
Hmm.
let's change subject. Uh, what do you think about Chad?
I knew this was coming.
Well, someone asked me. I told someone I'm like earlier today. I was like, I'm going to talk to Tia today. They're like, hey, what are you going to ask him? Talk to him about? I'm like, well, I have to bring up Chad.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean,
you do now. I mean, I think it's a really great, bringing awareness to the what it represents. I think that that's really cool. I think it's the CrossFit Games, so I wouldn't be surprised if there's a twist to it. To add a little bit of keep it interesting, keep it entertaining, not just for the spectators but for the athletes. I think, you know, it I mean, if it is what it is and it's just like 1,000 step ups, well, we're really just going to be stepping up and proving that we can actually step up on a box. But I think from a workout and what it represents, I think it's a very cool opportunity to bring awareness to the real issues that people do face on a day-to-day basis.
Yep. Thank you. Well, that's a beautiful answer. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of, have you ever done it?
I've never done it.
Okay. Will you
Yeah.
test? Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
For
we'll do it. We'll do it. Just to understand what it will feel like, what to prepare for. Back in the day when you were like, oh, this is going to be the hardest day one of the games ever, I recall like a couple of weeks out, James Newbury was training with us at the time and living with us. And we were in Australia, so we're living back in Gladstone. And Shane made us do a marathon and like no training, nothing. He's just like, all right, you're doing a marathon today. And I was like, dang, all right. But like, we got ready for it. So it's like, it's just one of those things where, this is just games training. That's just a part of it.
a running marathon.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's bold. That's really. I think so. The rowing marathon, I think, was fine because the impact and the beatdown on the body, it was pretty minimal. But like a running marathon, I would love to do that at the games, but I just think it would beat people up for days.
It would. I mean,
Yeah.
you probably would have to. Well, what did we do? We had the rowing marathon, but then we had like a rest day.
Hmm.
But for day one of the games, and then wanting to test a few others, like that would be quite interesting.
Yeah, it'd tough. It'd be tough. It'd be tough on you guys too.
Yeah, I mean, I would love it, but yeah, like it would be great. But yeah, I just remember that, and it's good memories, thinking back, being like, damn, like I'd
Have you?
never done a marathon before, and then in 5 weeks I did two.
So that was the same year you did the row marathon.
Yeah, well, so like you put out this post, and you did your
Yeah.
Dave Castro thing, and Shane's like, okay, well, if it's gonna be the toughest, like it's not like you're gonna put in like an Ironman, like that would be interesting, right?
That would be, yes.
And so then we're like, okay, well, let's just do a running marathon. And so I think like what was interesting is not like, people would train for a marathon and everything. But for us, it was just like, hey, we're just gonna do it. And that was really interesting because it's the same type of thing, right? Like you're in it. It doesn't matter what you're doing, running, rowing, or whatever. It's the same type of like time zones. And yeah, it was good. It was really good. And it was
Have you
good to
ever
do it with Newbury.
have you ever run he's a good runner too,
He is a
right?
great runner. Yeah.
Have you ever ran an organized marathon?
No. I've never
Okay.
done like a race or anything like that.
Yeah.
No.
Okay. I remember. So, what was the year you took second?
Oh, how could I forget? 2015, 2016.
Okay, both. I didn't realize it was both years. One of those years, I remember on the pegboard on the final event, and you were doing the pegboard, and at the time, I was gonna say, Coach, you guys weren't married at the time, but Shane was like, I remember seeing Shane go, slow down,
Slow it
slow
down.
down. And I looked over to who was ever standing to my left or right, and I said, she just lost the CrossFit Games. And
Yeah.
like, and in my mind, I was like, if you would not have slowed down, if you would have gone for it, you were like positioned to win the CrossFit Games. And at that time, I didn't know you were going to be like as dominant as you are now. But
Yeah.
I'll never forget that, because I was like watching Shane, just watching the whole event. Then I saw you looking up into the stands. I saw Shane yelling to you, slow down. And then I just went like, yep, she just lost the games. Uh,
I remember your interview actually. You had cornrows that year.
yes, that year. Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. No, I remember because I think that's early on too in my career where we are like, you don't really know what you're capable of. Because I
Mhm.
was such a young athlete and I was still learning and growing and
Yep.
everything. And it's those experiences that allow you to really kind of just like you learn from that type of stuff. But yeah, I remember that moment.
It was it's all part of the journey. It's all part of your journey. It was all a
Yeah.
necessary part, like you're saying, of your learning and experiences to make you the athlete you are today.
Yeah, no, it was good.
Um,
Sometimes I can go out too hot and blow up,
yeah,
back in the day.
I haven't seen you do that now, though. You don't really blow up at all.
Well, when was it? It was like when I stuffed up on my. Well, I don't even know. Were you even watching the CrossFit Games this year? But
This
I
year,
stuck.
yes. The last year, no.
It was 2022.
I didn't watch that year.
I went out real hard on the squat clean and traverse bar. I blew up there.
Okay, I'll go back and check it out.
Yeah.
Well, before I let you go, before you go back to your training sessions, do you have any questions for me or anything you want to ask?
No, not really.
Okay, good.
I
Well,
have full trust in your process, Dave.
thank you. Appreciate
Excited
it.
you're back.
You always have, and I appreciate that too. And I've always had your back as a competitor and as a person. You're like a splendid human being to be around. And you know, I think people who have the opportunity to spend time with you see that. And for everyone else who doesn't and kind of just lives through you through your social media or through your online presence, they don't really understand until they spend this time with you how special of a person you are. So
Thanks.
thank you for the time, and I will see you in a few weeks.
Yes, you will. Can't wait. See you later,
Awesome.
man.
Bye,
Bye.
Tia.